Today in Arkansas's Great Outdoors, we've got a first fish segment times 3. It's always great to see the excitement of a new angler when they catch their very first fish. Now, every week you see Mallory Lindsay from Bad Boy Mowers with some great hiking tips in our episodes, but we've also captured her fishing journey on camera as well. Earlier this season, you saw her catch a 5.5-pound bass, but we caught her first fish journey where she caught 3 fish from multiple species. One of my favorite segments in the show has been First Fish, and we've got another first fish for you today. And now this is a little bit of a different kind of first fish. Mallory is here with us. Mallory, you've caught a catfish.
I have one catfish.
One catfish.
One
okay.
catfish.
All right. So we're gonna go for 3 different species. We're gonna see if we get lucky and we catch 3 different species. We're gonna go for a bass. We're gonna go for a crappie.
Okay.
And we're gonna go for the speckled belly brim.
Ooh, I like the sound of that one.
Yeah, the speckled belly brim is a specialty here at Cedar Valley Ranch. And that's the Malone's Fish Farm. That's their kind of proprietary fish. It's a great pond stocking fish. All right, we've got our rod, our reel, bobber, little sinker, and a hook. All we need now is a minnow.
Let's go.
Okay. All right, so what we'll do here, we like to get our minnows and just at the very tip right here, just like that.
Okay.
Okay, so have you used a spinning rod before?
I have, but someone casted it for me, so you're gonna have to show me how to use it.
All right, well, here, come around over here on this side.
Okay.
And then, so what you do is, you get, see where the line is closest, you hold your finger like that, and you open the bail. And so what happens is, when I let go with my finger, you'll see what happens, just like that. So, what you do is you get it to where the bobber's about 6 inches from the end of the rod.
Okay.
Do it just like that, and then when you cast, you'll take it just like this.
And release.
And release, just like that.
Simple
Close the bail, and then you're in, okay?
Excellent.
Put kind of your first 2 fingers in front of the reels.
Okay.
There you go, just like that.
And then I pull it slightly.
Index there, and then
pop it
open
over.
the bail. Yeah.
Swing back and
Boom.
release.
Look at that, like a pro. Okay. Now close your bail. And then just kind of reel in a little bit of slack, so that, yeah, that's perfect. And now just watch that, and now just let it sit now from this point forward, and you just watch the bobber. And so all we're doing is we're looking to see when that bobber gets pulled under the water, then you set the hook. Setting the hook just means take the rod and just bring it to 12 o'clock.
Okay.
And then reel in. So we'll just kind of watch. Oh, look at there. Okay, now pull it up. Now pull it up. There we go. Do we got one? We do. Hey!
Man!
Oh, man, he got away.
He got away.
Okay.
The good ones always get away.
That was a small one. That might have been one of those speckled belly brims.
Oh, exciting.
Oh, look here. We got it again.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
He was just...
Okay.
So can I just go kind of slow, or should I reel it in?
Sometimes, let's let it sit there for a second and see what happens. Okay, now pull. There.
Oh!
Oh!
Man.
All right, good deal. Okay, now bring them over here, and you got yourself a brim. One of the great things about the speckled belly brim is that it's 99% male, which for people who are stocking their ponds, you want something that's not going to over reproduce and flood your lake with a whole bunch of mouths to feed. And so this going in at 99% male is a perfect ratio to be able to maintain a good, healthy, stocked pond.
Oh man, just so stunning. Look at the fins. And
and that was a lot of action on that first
I
cast.
thought so. I mean, that was a whole suspenseful movie right there.
Yeah.
We got the hook, the release, then back on, and that was really neat for my first one.
Yeah, there we go. All right. All right, Mallory, we got a very simple bingo card. So we're 1/3 of the way there.
I like this game,
We're gonna see if we can get a bass and a crappie or some more of those pretty brim as well. So, all right, let's keep going. This is fun. Okay. 1 cast, 3 strikes. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not as intimidating as I thought it was gonna be.
Good,
It's pretty neat. So pull it back.
Yep.
Push it over.
Yep.
lean around, make sure you don't get the camera guy, and release.
Boom, just like that.
Perfect.
That is good, yeah.
Excellent.
Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, mow with an attitude, by H2O Marine, and by Archer's Advantage.
Where haven't we gone? What hasn't been done? What's still left to be discovered and possible beyond the horizon? How can we continue pushing limits, breaking boundaries, and leading the way? At Bad Boy, it's not just about finding the answers, it's about the pursuit. Bad Boy, mow with an attitude.
This is Seth at Archer's Advantage. I'm going to be showing you some crossbow maintenance today. First thing is going to be your rail lube. It goes along your rail on both sides. A decent amount. I mean, you don't want to make it soaking wet, but you do want to make it pretty smooth. It's going to help with your string life. You need to put it on about every 10 to 12 shots. What it's doing is keeping it from burning your string because of all the high pressure that goes from shooting these crossbows. It's keeping it from burning them and keeping them from wearing out as fast. Another thing you need to do on your crossbow is going to be waxing your strings. It's going to be any point on here that does not have serving on it. And you'll kind of rub that in, give it a good amount. I mean, not too much, but a good amount every so often. You just put it anywhere on your string where you see any type of wear, anything like that, just kind of, and that'll also help with your string life. Well, much like you have to wax your crossbow string, you also have to wax your compound string. This is actually my bow, and if you'll notice, I've got some wear on mine. I've been failing to wax it, but it just needs to go, like the crossbow again, anywhere where that black serving isn't. And you just kind of get all those high tension areas, rub it in, and it'll do the same thing as what it does on crossbows as well. It'll help with your string life, helps prevent tearing, breaking, string getting cut, anything like that. I'd say do it every 100-200 shots or whatever you start seeing little fibers coming up. We've got both these products here. They go a long way in helping your string life on both your crossbows and your compounds. They're just maintenance stuff you need to do to keep your gear in working order. Just come by, see us, we'll get you set up, get you headed in the right direction.
We thank our friends at Archer's Advantage in Sherwood. Now is a great time to get into the sport of archery with the greatest selection of archery equipment in Arkansas. Now let's get back to the water with Mallory Lindsay from Bad Boy Mowers. Now you just saw her catch her first ever brim. Now she's going to go for her first ever crappie and bass. And we're going to go to 2 different lakes to accomplish this mission.
I feel something on there.
Oh, there we go. Now we got something. Yeah, all right. Reel her in. Good, good, good. Okay,
Whoa.
Let's see what we got this time. Oh, it's the mystery of fishing. What is it?
It's
Okay.
something
Hey,
different.
we got a bass. All right. 2/3 of the way.
Wow.
Okay, good
He
deal.
was so much heavy, like
Yeah.
felt so much stronger.
These guys are all muscle. And,
Wow, look at that mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
That is so stunning.
Okay, all right. Perfect. All right, our bingo card just got number 2. So now we're just 1 crappie away from punching that ticket. That's great, your first largemouth bass.
Beautiful. So one more to the Grand Slam.
Good deal.
Can I release him?
Yeah, you bet. There he goes.
Unfazed.
All right, well let's catch another one. This
Okay.
is quite the success ratio here.
Oh, I'm loving this. This is so much fun.
That is a largemouth bass right there. Oh, if only I had my net. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. We're gonna let him tire out just a
Okay.
little bit. That's good. You just keep the
Keep
pressure
reeling?
on. That's the good thing. What your rod is doing is keeping the pressure on that fish. There we go. Look at that.
Holy smokes.
That is a largemouth bass.
That makes the other one look so much
Ooh,
tinier.
yeah, yeah, look at that. Boy, look inside that. Those gills.
Wow.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah. What's great about the largemouth, you can really see the lateral line, and that's this little dark patch. That's how they feel the vibrations in the water. So while your minnow was flopping around, it was sending a distress signal, all these little vibrations in the water. It picks up on the lateral line. But the combination of the lateral line, of course their eyes, and they also smell. And all three of those things together, that's why live bait is so good, because all three of those things, all of their senses are attracted by live bait. That is a good tournament fish right there. You would win money. Yeah, you'd win money in a tournament with this.
Oh my goodness. What a beautiful animal.
Good deal, yes. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's great.
My first, no, it's my second bass, but I mean, we'll say he's my first.
Yeah, that's your first tournament bass right there.
Wow.
That is good. That's
he
beautiful.
is so beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, so we are 2/3 of the way through our bingo card here, and you have caught a couple of really nice brim.
Yes.
You caught your first largemouth bass, and then your first tournament bass, which was awesome.
A record holder for me, for sure, probably for the rest of my life.
There are a lot of anglers out there right now wishing they had that bass on their weekend tournament, so that's great. So now we're gonna head over to a crappie lake and see if we can get one of those and complete the day.
Complete my Grand Slam.
That'll be great.
I'm ready.
Okay,
let's go.
Let's do it.
Herb Skiles with H2O Sports and Marine. Today we're going to talk about the back of the boat. A lot of people don't spend a lot of time back here. Here's the motor. We take, you know, we use our transom saver and we go fish. There's a lot of nuts and bolts back here. They're keeping things attached, like these power poles themselves. Now, Power Pole recommends that you check these bolts every 6 months. If you think about it, it's not just the rough water that we're dealing with if we're out on the water and wake, it's also towing them up and down the road so they can come loose. You want to make sure that you're able to tighten these and check them once a year. Or twice a year wouldn't be a bad idea. And that's just on the power poles. You know, we're not just talking about, we're talking about a 250 horsepower motor here. I mean, I'm talking about 25s and 40s when it comes to your motor mount. You want to make sure that that 40 horse doesn't come up in the boat with you. That's definitely a safety issue itself. When we're talking about tightening these, you don't need a torque wrench. We just want to make sure that they're hand tight. That is crucial. Now, if you've got any other problems, meaning looks like the bolt is stripped out or anything like that, you definitely need to go to a dealership. Definitely.
Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, mow with an attitude, by H2O Marine, and by Archer's Advantage.
The best leaders don't just forge ahead, they adjust. Bad Boy Mowers has made adjustments at every turn, including our revolutionary 3-link suspension. Built tough and designed for superior performance and speed. Adjust the seat, handles, and pedals however you want. And as for Bad Boy's rebellious spirit, well, that hasn't adjusted at all. Bad Boy, mow.
We'd love to see how you see Arkansas. Send us your photos to photos@arkansasgreatoutdoors.com, and we'll put those photos in the show. Now, we'll get back to Mallory Lindsay and her quest for the first fish Triple Crown in just a moment. But right now, let's take a look at competitive shooting in Arkansas. It has grown quite a bit, and high schoolers are now looking at college scholarships in the sport. We've got a local team that is in its 10th year now, and the coaches are helping these kids take aim, not only on the range, but also on their future.
Like that. How about that?
This is a mental game, so you have to like focus every single time you get up there, know what you're gonna do every time before you shoot, that kind of thing, and you know, just you need to concentrate on what you're doing and not think about anything else outside of like school or anything like that.
about a year ago I started doing it competitively and joined this team, and it's just crazy how I didn't know it was this big, you know. And I've been to a few other states, and they say it's one of the biggest growing things there.
This is the Geyer Springs Student Ministry Shooting Team, a product of Geyer Springs First Baptist Church in Little Rock. The team is run by Coach Earl Phillips. He's driven to teach principles of good shooting that easily leads into teaching principles of good living.
Just remember this, that God is in control. We serve a great and a mighty God, a God that does not back down, and He loves you and He cares about you and He wants to see you succeed. Just like each one of us that are coaches, we want to see you succeed. Y'all understand? All right, let's pray. Father, we just thank you.
The life lessons are what sets this program apart from others. The coaches realize that they are building young men and young women of character.
And it's all about making sure that they understand that we're about the whole person here. You know, physical ability, mental ability, spiritual ability, and we teach integrity, and that's, I mean, it's all about making these kids model citizens.
It seems to calm me down a little bit. Rather, it's not just words. It kind of speaks to me more than that, and it just kind of puts my mind at ease, and therefore my body too. So it always helps.
These kids have opportunity in the shooting sports like no previous generation. College scholarships are more and more common, and Arkansas is near the epicenter of opportunity. The University of the Ozarks hosts the reigning national championship teams in trap and skeet. These kids know keeping an eye on the target can earn college scholarships.
It went from just out here shooting trap to visiting colleges now for me, but it's hard work pays off.
I've been talking to Coach Earl about it. I was actually talking to him before you got here today, and yeah, he said he's gonna help me set it up and stuff, and I've decided that I want to do this for the rest of my life. So I actually stopped playing baseball this year just so I could do this.
Some of the coaches and I, we all laughed thinking, where was this when we were that age? You know, I mean, we've been all over this.
Here's a shooting sports primer. Trap shooting is aiming at targets going away from the shooter. Skeet sends the targets in a crossing pattern, while sporting clays is like a golf course with targets demonstrating all types of angles, from way up high to simulating a rabbit running along the ground.
A few years ago, I sat down with a few college coaches and just asked them what they're looking for. And they all told me basically the same thing. Said, we're looking for the whole shooter. A kid that can shoot traps, that can shoot skeet, that can shoot sporting clays. And whenever I heard all that, I completely stepped back and completely changed my whole training format.
In all, these kids are well-rounded, and it also helps out in the duck blinds as well.
It's a challenge. I mean, saying it extends my season for them right there.
Yeah,
so
might as well flock a
Yeah,
bird.
so we love each other, and well, Coach Earl has given us a list of things for us to do. So each night we'll pray for somebody, and we'll text them about stuff and send them Bible verses and that kind of thing.
This is all about fun too. You know, these kids, they have as you've noticed, they have a great time with each other. So it all goes back to the spiritual side, where we try to teach these kids to be understanding, giving, loving, and putting someone else before themselves.
These kids are having the time of their lives, and they're doing something that they love and also developing a skill set for the future. Special thanks to Coach Phillips and the team for inspiring us all. When Arkansas's Great Outdoors returns, we'll get back to Mallory Lindsay and her quest for the first fish Triple Crown.
For any of us who have enjoyed the outdoors, we've also probably experienced a blister. Now, fortunately, these little pockets of pain can be prevented with just a few easy tips. So as we know, blisters are caused by friction. So reducing friction can help reduce the opportunity for blisters to come. Most of us, when we put our boots on, we'll push our toes to the front and then start tying. First, before you do that, kick your heel back to the back of the boot, and that prevents any space for your foot to slide when you're hiking, especially on elevated trails. After your heel is pushed back, then go ahead and start tying that boot. Another helpful tip is wearing good quality socks. I always like to keep an extra pair in my backpack just in case my feet get wet.
Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, mow with an attitude, by H2O Marine, and by Archer's Advantage.
Where haven't we gone? What hasn't been done? What's still left to be discovered and possible beyond the horizon? How can we continue pushing limits, breaking boundaries, and leading the way? At Bad Boy, it's not just about finding the answers, it's about the pursuit. Bad Boy, mow with an attitude.
Let's return now to the quest for the first fish triple crown. Mallory Lindsay of Bad Boy Mowers has caught her first brim and her first bass, and then even added another one for good measure. Now she needs one more, the crappie. Okay, so we are 2/3 of the way through our bingo card, and so now we're going to try for a crappie. Now this is a good crappie area right here, but right now it's a good windy area, so we're going to have to battle the wind a little bit, and you can probably hear a little bit of the wind. It's probably about 16 to 19 mile an hour gusts right now, and we've just got an open field, so that wind is just picking up all the way through. But the fish don't really seem to mind, it's just the fishermen.
And I'm ready for a challenge.
Okay, all right, well, let's go see if we can catch a crappie.
Excellent. So is there a technique when to release the finger? Like, is it like, if you want to go all the way over to say my 2 o'clock, when should I release?
Yeah, so if you think, so take that same horizontal clock, now we move it vertical.
Okay.
So you think about, you bring it back at about 10 o'clock and you release it at about 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So that kind of gives you a little bit of an indication when to stop. You don't want to bring it all the way back, just bring it back at 10. What happens is the rod, when you bring it back at 10, it flexes beyond where you stop, which is good.
Yeah.
Because then when you push forward, it flexes forward, and that's what helps you get the velocity you need to get it out there. And so if you stop it at 2, then it kind of goes on down.
It's going.
Fly fishermen, that's really important, the 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock thing.
I feel like Dorothy.
Yeah, this is, these gusts are more than 19 miles an hour, I can tell you that. There we go. And then now, we'll just let that drift. That might just drift right onto the target. That log comes all the way out.
Okay.
That log provides cover for our target, because while we're a predator to that, he's predating for minnows. He's trying to hide behind something big. And so that log provides some great cover.
Excellent.
So we'll see. Oh, go set the hook. Let's see what we got here. Are you feeling any resistance?
Yep. Oh, yep.
Well, it might.
It's moving.
Oh yeah,
now.
there we go. Okay. We got something that's big.
Wow.
All right. Woo! That's looking like a, hey, we did it!
Yes!
We did it!
On the first time! That is so much bigger than I thought. I didn't even get the fish.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we could use that minnow again. We came in to fulfill the bingo card, and we come to this area where there's just massive wind, and you made the right adjustment. You drifted with the wind. You cast way far to the right, and boom, and it just drifted right through. It was a natural presentation. How does it feel to catch all three now?
Oh my gosh, you know, it was so much funner than I thought.
Yeah.
You know, I'm definitely an outdoorsy person, but this was so much different than what I'm used to. So thank you so much for this and letting me catch my first, what, we got bass, crappie, and
Speckle-belly brim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was an amazing time. Thank you so much.
And there you have it, a new angler with some fresh memories of some wonderful fish. And in a future episode, we'll take Mallory Lindsay fly fishing so she can add yet another First Fish Merit Badge. Thank you for watching. We covered multiple species of fish today and took a look at the wonderful opportunities for our youth in competitive shooting. As you can see, there is a lot to do in Arkansas's great outdoors. We'll see you next week.